I've been using this bullet journal for 6 months now, and it's chock full of weekly spreads and bullet journal ideas. So as I flip through it, I hope that you guys can grab some inspiration for your own bullet journals. Let's just get right into it. So the first page is obviously my name page, but ironically this is not my name. I just wanted to point this out because a lot of people think my name is Mingo. It's just a nickname. My name is actually Sophie. Here we are at the cover page. For my beginning spreads in this notebook, I made this sticker sheet, which is actually available on my Etsy shop, linked down below as always, and I thought it would make it easier just to stick in my own stickers. This future log I really never use except for the stat stuff at the bottom, but I do like to write down lots of birthdays in here. So I'm probably gonna blur quite a bit of this out. It's very personal, but this is just like my goals section and how much progress I've made on my goals. Honestly, I need to update these as I move some goals over into my new bullet journal, which by the way, I posted a video about my new bullet journal setup a couple weeks ago, so I'll have it linked down below if you're interested. This section right here is how to implement, which I think is so important. If you're gonna set goals, you need to know how you're going to implement them. So that helped me focus on how I'm actually going to achieve those goals for the year. So these two spreads I don't use that much. Content ideas I use occasionally, but I've been storing most of my content ideas on Notion. My period tracker I did keep track of, and it's nice to have visual representation, but I also have an app for this, so again, it's not too important. The reading tracker, this is so cool to look back on to see all the different books I've read this year, what I rated them, and if I wrote a review on Goodreads and Storygraph. Okay, so this is my vision board for 2022. I loved this spread. It was fun to make, and I actually made it into a wallpaper for my phone. So this has been my phone wallpaper for 6 months, and it definitely helps me kind of focus on what I want my goals and dreams to be for the next coming year. Let's get right into January. This was a tree/woodland hot air balloon theme. It wasn't my favorite theme, that's for sure, but I did like how I didn't use much line art on the doodles. It was really fun not to have to worry about that, and the clouds were super fun to draw the different shades of gray. I just love drawing clouds, honestly. So I've had this content page for January, but I honestly don't even remember using this very much. I moved everything to Notion, and that's where I started doing content planning, so I don't think that page lasts for multiple months. I had a goal this year to make a couple more self-care spreads in my bullet journal, just so I had more time to bullet journal for myself. These are just different self-care ideas. They're very cliche, kind of a cute spread to look back on. And then this I never actually used because again, all of my content planning is in Notion. I made this weekly spread in a video actually, which I will have linked down below, like every other video I'm mentioning in this video, but in it I talked about different tips of making a weekly spread. These weeklies are rather chaotic though, I'm finding, because it was kind of a busy theme, so like there was color everywhere, although the color palette's rather nice. This is a poem I wrote for a collab I did with Michelle Journals over on Instagram, and then this was just a testing page for a video. I tried out a rolling weekly this week, but I don't know how well rolling weeklies work for me. Usually they work better when I have a lot more to-dos that don't exactly fit into certain days, so I move them around sometimes, but really, as you can see, these are all very full, so I definitely had a lot of set to-do/events, so it may have been better just to do a normal weekly spread, but it does look pretty, that's for sure. And now let's move into February. This was a very popular theme with you guys. You guys loved this theme, which I'm very glad. It was inspired off of a crown that I got for my birthday. Honestly, I do love how this theme turned out. It's very minimal and simple, but I just love all the white space in it, and also this space is kind of weird, like the little gaps over there, but I do think that this Dutch door is super cool, so I don't know if it would have been better to color that in or not, but like we'll just keep it minimal and simple for now. I was really getting into Leela Journals around this time, and so I was obsessed with like how she made her weekly spreads and how there's a lot of margin space, and so I was trying that out. And over here as well, you can see there's a lot of margin space, and this drawing I found off of Pinterest, but I love how she turned out. What a queen. These weekly spreads were super fun to make and only took me like 10 minutes to be honest. So this is when I started using TikTok a lot as well as Instagram, so I was trying to balance the two and what videos I wanted to put on Instagram and TikTok, the videos I just wanted to put on TikTok. I actually don't use my TikTok anymore. I realized I hate the platform. I feel like I just focus my attention on YouTube and Instagram, and that's good for me. Y'all, okay, How to Train Your Dragon is definitely like a comfort movie series for me, so I had to make this spread, and I think they're kind of funny. So this weekly spread is so chaotic. Oh my gosh, I think I made this into a YouTube video as well. Oh, you know what it was? This was Instagram controls my bullet journal. This weekly spread was super simple, but very effective, and I feel like I always go back to the simpler spreads when I have a busy week. So let's move into March. This was definitely not one of my favorite themes, mostly because I didn't like how any of the Polaroids turned out. However, this little drawing with like the movie reel or whatever pops up all throughout this theme, and I love to draw in the little dashes and stuff. It's just really satisfying, the contrast between the white and the black. Yeah, as you can see, it comes back on this page, and again, not my favorite bullet journal theme, but the colors were nice, and that's really all I have to say about that. I was still using Instagram and TikTok here. As you can see, I was doing a lot of planning, but it was just so stressful for me, so I just had to stop. This spread I absolutely love. I think the calligraphy is gorgeous, and I just, like I said, I love the color palette this month. So the doodles aren't my favorite, but a good Dutch door is always great to fall back on. So I took a webinar for Instagram, so these are just basic notes taking for that. Over here, we went to Tulsa, I believe. No, we went to Destin, duh. So I was just packing all of my things I need for Destin. Kind of hate this weekly spread, honestly, but it was in Destin like the entire week, and so I never actually used it, so it's fine if I hate it because I didn't have to look at it. This weekly spread I liked a lot better, actually. You can see it's just so minimal. I think I was going through a little bit of a burnout with my bullet bullet journal, I just didn't really want to use it. I wasn't inspired by the theme, but keeping things simple helped me still organize my events and everything without having to overwhelm myself with too complicated of a spread. This was the end of March. I just had 4 days on the end, so I made just a little one-day page. And honestly, it wasn't an awful month, but I feel like I could have done so much better with it. I was just lazy. Now, April I loved. I actually planned out this entire page while I was in Destin. I got like a burst of inspiration for that cottagecore vibes. And this was also the collaboration I did with Grabby. So Grabby sent me these stickers, which thank you to them for collabing with me. They really helped these spreads because again, I didn't really want to do that much of drawing, but I could just pop those little stickers in anywhere I wanted to, and it made some cute spreads. So I did a little bit of scrapbooking with the stickers and the layering, but it wasn't too overwhelming. And you see as I move into the weekly spreads that the stickers really helped me because I didn't have to do that much drawing. The habit trackers were super pretty this month. I was obsessed with this color palette, and again, focusing on the Instagram and TikTok. I think this is the last month I did it though. So I was pulling out the second quarter goals and looking back on like the goals that I set, what I wanted to reevaluate for. I did this again for my new bullet journal, so I might actually have to come look back at this and see what I think. And then this weekly spread I just love. I just think like the little cover section here is so cute, and you open it, it's like all the different days of the week. So I drew this little girl. I never actually named her, but I really like how she turned out actually. Kind of cute, and it ties in with the alcohol marker at the beginning of the pages back over here. I did both of these with Ohuhu alcohol markers, but I put them on sticker paper, which is why I could put them into the spread. Okay, this weekly spread, I used my new Pinterest girl stickers that I made on my Etsy shop. They matched perfectly with my bullet journal theme, so I definitely wanted to pull them out and help decorate. This must be the most chaotic weekly. I don't know why I didn't do a 2-page when I only did a 1-page for this, because there were literally like 6 days. It could have been a full spread, but everything's just so cramped in here. It makes me stressed just looking at it. Okay, let's move on to May. May was a very fun month, and you guys loved this plan with me as well, which I don't doubt it because I think this is gorgeous. It was inspired by Heartstopper. It was inspired by just fairy tale cottagecore in general, and I just really love this like progression of adding things and how the flowers melt into the boxes like they do in Heartstopper comics. I don't know, I'm very proud of this page. Even if it's like kind of chaotic over here, I think it looked great. And I spent so much time sketching and designing these spreads like to a T. All the little zigzags instead of fully coloring in just added so much more like personality to these spreads, I think. It's definitely one of my favorite themes from the year so far. I think the color palette just worked really well together too. Since my habit trackers are nice and light, it could balance out from all the hectic dark colors throughout the rest of the page. And this is also AP exam season, so I was just trying to give myself a quick little study schedule. Still haven't gotten my grades back for those, so I really hope I did well on the AP exams because that was a stressful week, let me tell you. This weekly spread's very boring, really not much to it. As you can see, there are a couple weekly spreads that keep repeating. I made an entire video about this a couple weeks ago, 5 different weekly spreads. You can make it under 8 minutes, so if you want to check that out, the link is down below. This weekly spread I was trying to bring back like the drawing that I did at the beginning of the month, but I was kind of getting lazy, so I didn't completely finish all the drawings. This is around the time that I also made a sticker sheet for May, so it made it easier to put my drawings into the page because I already had stickers. Yeah, so this is the first weekly that I brought up my May mushroom stickers. As you can see, they're actually stickers and not drawn in. They were very busy weeks, but I think the spread looks really nice and colorful. This is just some basic planning for June. Usually I do this on scrap paper, but I decided to put it in my journal this month. And this is the final theme for this bullet journal in 2022. Obsessed with my June theme. This is my birthday month, so I did have a lot of stress giving myself a good theme, but I think it turned out so nice. I'm actually in the middle of this theme, so as you can see, it's not completely filled out yet, but all the basics are there. I was actually debating for a long time what color I wanted to color in the habit trackers with because I was going to use tan, but there was already so much tan on this page. However, I ended up using blue, and I really like it because the blue and the tan go so well together. And if I had to choose another one, I would probably use the green because that's another color that's only sparsely in the spread. My sweet 16 was this month. I just turned 16, so I had a lot of birthday plans I needed to get done over here. My party went so smoothly, so I'm very excited about that. And then this was the first month that I added in my expenses tracker, which I'm actually loving using. It's good to like keep track of your money and stuff. So I added that tracker back in for my July plan with me, which should already be up on my YouTube channel if you want to go see it, but that expense tracker had to be here. This 3 AM playlist was a collab with Kiwi Bullet Journal on Instagram. We both did little 3 AM playlists, and ironically our layouts were very similar even though we didn't coordinate that, so this was really cute. And then this was the first weekly. As you start to see, my notes get a lot smaller during the summer because I really don't have that many things to do every day. I just have big goals I want to finish like by the end of the month, by the end of the summer. So things are pretty plain and simple. This, for example, I was in Tulsa, so out of town for these days. As you can see, they're very basic and simple. But then as I got back into town, I started adding more things on my to-do list just so that my days would have a little bit of like value to them, so I could actually do things every day. And then like I said, we did go to Tulsa, so this was my packing list for going out of town. I always make something like this just to keep track of like what I need to bring, and it's like last minute planning for the party. So this was my birthday spread. I love how she turned out. My little weekly, so we have all the days. As you can see, I'm back in town. I definitely give myself stuff to do. Days like this are definitely full, but definitely productive as well. And this is the last spread that I've made on my bullet journal so far. As you can see, it's today the 24th, and so we're almost done with June. This is the last little weekly spread, and I actually used my Soiree Summer stickers to decorate this, which goes along with my June theme. These are also on my Etsy shop and just made it a lot easier to decorate this weekly spread. So with that done, we have flipped through the entirety of my first bullet journal. She is definitely thick. I don't do that much like pasting in my journal, but you can definitely see the pages are worn. She has been used well. I do want to mention real quick that I do have about 20 pages at the end of this bullet journal. However, because I have a YouTube channel, I definitely will be using those pages in the back for future videos and something. So if you have any pages in the end of your bullet journal, you can always use them for journaling pages, for sketching, for brainstorming future bullet journal themes. You can use them for like videos, or you can tear out the paper in the back and use them to paste into new journals since they have the dot grid on them. I never want to waste pages, so just make sure that you're always using anything you can, because I know that journals are definitely not that environmentally friendly considering that they're paper. So we want to make sure that we're using everything that we can. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more bullet journal and productivity content from me. I do want to give you guys a quick little peek at my new journal if you haven't seen it already. I have an entire video where I set up my new bullet journal and all the new spreads in it, so if you want to see it, it'll be right here on the screen, and so I'll catch you over there in that video. Toodles!